If not, it'll be on Canvas. All right, so the very first part of this is about functions. What type of function is this? Linear, quadratic, or exponential? Okay, and so the three types of functions, we have exponential, we got quadratic, and linear. Okay, linear is probably the easiest one because it has the word line in it, and so it can look like this. It's going to look like a straight line. Okay? The quadratics are going to look more like a U. Okay, they're going to be pointed either up or down. Okay, they're going to look kind of like a U with arrows on it. And then the exponentials is, the way I think about it, is like a half of a U. It's either going to go, okay, it's going to be like something like that. Okay, so given what we know, what type is number one?
Minor.
Yeah. Good job, Sam. Okay, what about 3? Quadratic. 5. Exponential. Okay, the next section, and probably the biggest section on here, is exponents. Okay, so some of you guys were confused by yesterday's e-learning. That was the rules for exponents. So there's multiplication rule, power rule, positives, negatives, whatever. Okay, so simplify on these ones. They just want to know, is there any negatives or is there any zeros? So if we look at 7, is there anything to change? No. Okay, what about 8? Yeah, there is. Okay, so I'm not going to do it, but okay, look at 9. Okay, 9. What does the dot mean? It's the multiplication rule. So what do we do with the exponents? We add the exponents together. So we keep the base and we add the exponents. There's going to be 2 plus 2. Okay, what is 4 to the 2 plus 2? 4 to the 4. Okay, do we have any negatives? Do we have any zeros? No. So we're done. Isaiah, what are you doing, bud? What are you doing? Staring off into space.
Watching.
Okay. It looked like you were watching the wall. Okay, 11. What kind of rule is that?
Product.
It's the product rule. Okay, product, parentheses. We're going to keep the base, and what do we do with the exponents? We multiply the exponents, so it's going to be -1 times -4. So it's going to be 3 to the 4th. Do we have any negatives?
No.
Do we have any zeros?
No.
No. Okay, look at 12. What type of rule is this? It's got the line. What does that mean?
Minor.
Oh, look at what?
Huh?
You said which one? 12?
13.
Oh.
You said 12.
It's division, and what do we do with the exponents?
Subtract.
We subtract the exponents. So we keep the base, okay, we keep the big one, and we subtract the exponents. There's always top minus bottom, so it's going to be 2 minus 0.
2 to the second power.
2 to the second power. Okay, the biggest problem I would say, so see how all these ones just had numbers? Okay, I designed it like that on purpose. When they're just numbers, you leave it like this. Because what is 2 squared?
4.
It's 4, okay, but we don't write 4. If there's numbers and letters, you need to continue to simplify that, okay? So look at 15, okay? Is there any negatives?
Yeah.
Where do negatives go? On the bottom. So where does that 2 go?
Top.
Top. And b to the -2.
Bottom.
And it becomes
Positive.
positive. Okay, 17. What kind of rule is that? has a dot.
Multiplication.
It's the multiplication rule, and what do we do with the exponents?
Add.
We add them, okay? So we're gonna multiply the bigs, and I'm gonna do this the long way. Multiply the bigs, and we add up the littles. So you're gonna have 4 to the 1. Okay, we multiply the bigs, add the littles. So 3 times 4, and then we got m to the 4 plus 1. It's gonna be 5. Okay, we have no negatives, we have no zeros, so it's gonna stay like that. Okay, look at 19. What kind of rule is that? It has parentheses. What kind of rule is it? Starts with a P. Product rule. Okay, it's the product rule. And what do we do with the exponents? Multiplication and add go together. Product.
Oh.
Subtract.
Subtract.
Okay, so some of you guys need to write this on your thing. Okay, if it has a dot, that means multiplication rule. Okay, and we add the exponents. Okay, if it has parentheses, this is called the power rule. Okay, and we multiply the exponents. Sorry, this is the product rule. My bad. I don't know what I wrote. Okay. If it has, and there's really no good way to write it, but if it has a power to a power, so it's going to look like, we could say x to the a to the b. I don't even know how it would look. We have, this one is what? What rule is that? A fraction bar.
Division.
It's division rule. And what do you do with the exponents? We subtract the exponents from top to bottom. Okay, your e-learning yesterday was that sheet, that rules sheet. Okay, so if you have not filled that one out, that's what I would fill out somewhere on a piece of paper or something for your test. Okay, and I think it's up here. Okay, so we had the product rule, the power rule. I did do that right. Bro, come on. Okay, we got the product rule, the power rule, the quotient rule. Quotient means divide. Okay, the negative exponent and the zero exponent, those ones you guys are like super good at. Okay, I would even say the product rule you're pretty good at. It's the power rule that some of you guys are struggling. Okay, so if you have not done this e-learning, fill it out somewhere on a piece of paper or something so that way you have it for your test day. Okay. So 19, what kind of rule is that? The power rule. Okay, and we multiply the exponents. And in this case, we got to say it needs to go to each number in letters. So it's going to be 3 to the third, a to the third. Okay, the other way that you could look at it is there's really a magic 1 right here and a 1 right here. It's really 3 to the 1 times 3, a to the 1 times 3. Okay, but what is 1 times 3? 3, so that's how I got here, okay? If it makes you feel better to put ones there everywhere, you totally can, okay? So we have numbers and letters, so that means that this needs to be simplified. So what is 3 to the 3rd power? 27, a to the 3rd. Okay, it's really 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, 21, what kind of rule is this? It's division. What do we do with the exponents? We subtract them. Okay, so you're going to leave the big numbers alone. So write them down and leave them there. So you got 2 and a 4, and we subtract the exponents. So it's going to be x to the, and we always do top minus bottom, so 2 minus 0. Okay, so you're going to have 2 to the 4th, x to the 2 minus 0 is 2. Are there any negatives? No. Okay, and there's no zeros, so we're done. That is our answer. Okay, so the order of these problems, okay, it goes no variables, 1 variable, and then 2 variables. And every single time it's just moving negatives around, and then we do the product rule, power rule, division rule. Product rule, power rule, division rule. Okay, so that's how the order is going. Sam, sit your butt up. Okay, 23. Okay, so same thing. This is just going to be simplifying. So we got 4. Is there any negatives?
No. Yeah, why?
Okay, where does the 4 go?
At the top.
Top. X to the 4. Top. Y to the negative 2.
At the bottom.
Bottom, and it becomes
A
positive. Okay, so we got our simplification. And then I'm going to do a product rule. And then the next one's going to be a power rule. And the next one's going to be a division rule. Okay? And this is how your test